Hello everybody, Alex here from Snake on Exotics, and today it's how to beat the heat. So we're having some hot days lately, so we can do some little tips and tricks on how to deal with the heat and give your reptile a little bit of relief from it, and how to stop it getting too hot. So please like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell for me, and we'll crack on. We're trying to beat the heat. First big one, fresh water. Make sure you got some nice fresh water in all the bowls. Make sure the tanks have been sprayed well, which we're going to go around and do in a sec. So then they got fresh sources of water. There also is another tip as well, which I'm going to do in a second. But we'll go around and make sure all the bowls are full and make sure everybody's sprayed. So fresh cold water. Lovely. And a spray down. That helps if it's pumped up, doesn't it? There we go. Nice spray down. So only do this if you have a tropical animal. So you don't want to be spraying down your leopard gecko because he's not going to like it. And other desert species like that, like your bearded dragon and stuff, you can take them out and give them a little bit of a bath. You don't want to be spraying their tank because their lungs aren't designed to breathe in humid air. It's designed to breathe in dry air. So if they end up breathing in damp air for too long, they'll get a chest infection or a UTI. Right, go on. She's a bit striky, so I'll give her a spray first. Give her a spray first. And what I'm going to do, normally I would pour all this away properly. We're just going to pour it into the tank and put her fresh water straight in. Normally I'd give it all a wash down and everything, but I just want to put the extra water into the tank today, just for extra cool down and dampen moisture. So that's the plan for today. So there we go. No more strokies. No more strokies, you naughty pants. Okay, our next job. Next one's a bit easy. Turn off all extra lights. So even your UV bulb will put out a little bit of extra heat, which we don't need today. We don't need it. So 1 day break from UV is absolutely fine. As you know, in the wild, not every day is sunny. You're going to get a cloudy day here and there. So sometimes I do that anyway, is I'll give them, say, 1 or 2 days a month. I'll leave the UV lights off and allow them to have a day break from it, just like it would in real life. So that's another thing you can do. Turn off all UV lights, any LED lights, anything like that, turn them off. You can even, if it's warm enough, you can turn your heat bulb down a little bit, but your thermostat should be doing that anyway. Like this one, completely off. This one, barely even on. Same as these. A lot of them are turned off now or barely even on. That one down there is on because I've just sprayed it, and of course it's cooled down the tank a little bit. That will soon adjust and go back down. So that's a really good one because it's unregulated heat. Even if the UV light could be putting out quite a bit of heat and it could be affecting the temperature, but there's nothing's going to happen or change or stop because the thermostat probe doesn't control any of that heat. It's gonna know it's hot, but it won't be able to do anything about it. I'm also going to be doing some tips for the fish as well, but I'll do that just at the end. I've only got 1 or 2 more things for the reptiles, and I'll go on to the fish. There's only a couple for the fish, but basically the same, but there's a couple of different things I like to do. Our next tippo is ice. So what you could do, get yourself some ice cubes, wop, 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 and put an ice cube in the water bowl throughout the day. I'm gonna have to smash this, ready? You got any loosey-goosey ones? No, they're big. You have to smash it some more. Hi-ya! Yeah, ice cube. Ice cubes. So what you do is drop an ice cube, I can't even speak now, ice cube in the tank. I've just kicked one. So put an ice cube in the bowl and allow it to slowly melt throughout the day. Put up. And that will keep the water nice and cool for them. Maybe twice a day depending on how quick it melts. But yeah, that is a great tip of keeping it nice and cool, and it will cool down the air around this area as well. Gives them a little cool spot to go and chill by. Leads well onto the fish. So with the fish, it can be really hard to keep the tank cool because basically it's just controlled by the air temperature. Especially if we get above the point of the thermometer, not the thermometer, the little heater. You really struggle. So what the best thing I've found, one of the most common things people do is get a bag of ice. Now all that does is create a big cold spot. The rest of the tank's gonna be warm. That's just a cold spot, so if fish swims into it, they can get a shock. Best thing I've found is one of the Tip Top lollipops. So it's one of them sealed lollipops in a tube. The best thing about this is so if we put it in, what that does, you've got a bigger surface area with the cold, and it's going to mix a lot better, and it won't give an area of really cold, so you won't get that shock if a fish swims in there. And you've got no chance of any leaks because it's completely sealed. And then once it's defrosted, you take it out, put it back in the fridge. You can eat it or you can use it again. You can't beat it. Really good tip on how to get nice cold tanks, and well, not super cold. It also works well with axolotls, because we all know axolotls do not like a warm tank at all. It can mess with their stomach and everything. So with the axolotls, little ones of these or something like that, even just an ice cube if you've got a tiny tank, but be careful again because we don't want them to get shocked. So that is my main tips and tricks on how to keep your tanks cool, your reptile tanks cool, and yourselves cool with yourself a Tip Top lollipop. So there you go, that's the best things you can do apart from taking them out and going in the swimming pool, but don't really do that. You can have a tepid bath, but not cold, because it will just shock them, especially with reptiles. It will just really mess with their temperature. The temperature affects their whole body, so they have to slowly go down. They can't just go straight to cold because it will just shock them. So hope you've enjoyed the video today. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell for me. I know it hasn't been loads of animals and stuff, but I'm closing early. It's too hot to be here. So that's the plan for today. Close early, go around and hang around with the kids and stuff like that in the sun. So please like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell for me. If you want to watch a video, there should be one up there. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it's up there. If you want to watch a playlist, it's down there. I've got no live food here, but it's not coming till tomorrow. So no point being here if I've got nothing to sell. So see you in the future. Bye.